Hello and welcome to day 5 of the Create and Publish Your Game Challenge. Yesterday we made some progress on creating our game. There's still a lot I want to implement, but we're out of time. This is the last day, and so I'm going to focus on um, um, publishing the game. I'll be doing that just on GitHub for now, and I'll use GitHub Pages, so it'll be accessible. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started with that. Share my screen. And yeah. So just one thing I did just before getting on this call, I made sure that my GitHub was set up correctly, so that I can push changes to it. And so I had to do that off camera. And yeah, now inside of VS Code, you have this source control tab, and I'll be able to push without any issues. All right. Oh, and I renamed the project to Box Game. It is based on Box Game. I think I saw the name somewhere, but actually the name is Bevy GGRS example. We can definitely change this later. But for now, we'll just work with what we have and put it online. Yeah. So, okay. All right, so I'm gonna open up Box Game right here. So I just pushed the initial commit 5 minutes ago, which is exactly the code that we had that we've been working on on these calls. All right, and so we already have some instructions from the example that we copied initially. So that will speed things up. I could probably use these as is. For now, I'll update these links so that they're pointing to the GitHub pages once I've set it up. And then this Matchbox server ends up being a dead link because, yeah, this is not part of the same repository. So I'll update that link as well. Yeah. I guess we can do that now. Yeah, we'll update the README now, and then we'll set up GitHub pages. We'll have to compile this and include the WASM inside of the repository. Yeah, basically the compiled game for the web, with the index and everything, so that yeah, so that it can show up with GitHub pages. So yeah, let's go to the project and just update some of these links. So GitHub pages is going to give me a link like boxgame.game.dev.alice .github or something, but I will make sure I have the right link, so I won't update this just yet. And this, instead of ... because that's not in this repository, will oops, I didn't mean to open that, to open Discord. All right. So let's find Matchbox. It's this one. And this is what we need. Actually, we need the whole thing with the GitHub. All right, And then Matchbox server, just make sure. Yeah, it's right here in the root. So you can paste this here. Nope, something did not work correctly. Let me paste this somewhere else. Okay, yeah, that is what I want. Okay. So that's good. And then here as well. Okay, if I highlight something, it thinks I'm trying to add, I'm trying to make it a link or something, looks like. But if I delete and paste, it works fine. All right, so this link will work. And we'll need to update this link as well. And let me just make sure we get the right link here. Go to settings. We want GitHub pages. Maybe it's a different section. Pages. Right. So we're gonna enable this on the main branch, and we could do either root or docs. This really isn't docs, so maybe I'll just do root. We'll have like an index in the root, and then the rest of the files will be in a directory anyway, so it shouldn't be too messy. Yeah, and then I kind of wish they allowed you to specify your own folder, but that's okay. We're not going to use GitHub Actions for now, just because of time. And this is the link. So if I go there now, it'll probably be 404. Yeah. Because we don't have an index yet. So let's go ahead and update the links here. Slash box game. I think this will work, but we'll definitely test it at the end. Right. And is there anything else we need to update? Could definitely specify custom domain later. Yeah. And so the last thing we need to do is we need the files in here. So far, when we've been building, we've been using, what's it called? Okay, I thought we had some notes somewhere. Anyway, we've been using cargo run directly because, all right. I feel like something's missing, but, oh, dot cargo, okay. So we've been using Wasm server runner, so that was what was taking care of, taking the Wasm and running that on a server, on a file server that we can access locally, but it doesn't keep a copy here anywhere. Maybe it keeps a copy somewhere, but I'm just going to add a section for instructions on how to build and not run, right? Or yeah, yeah, because this is just build, yeah, on how to build it. And serving it, I mean, maybe I should say build and serve. In case you wanted to, no, I'll just do build. All right. And we'll have a code block. We'll do the same as the rest of the file, but I don't usually use sh, so let me preview. Okay, I guess if it changes a little bit how it looks, I think. Oh, it looks the same in here. I'll just leave sh for consistency. Um, all right, and I have the commands already from a different project I've worked on. I'll just copy paste them over. The just trying to find where I put it. Okay, this is the setup. You don't actually need all this necessarily. Um, but I'll copy paste what I have and then change it. This should be all we need. So this is to serve the files. Maybe if we want to test, we can do a separate section for this. Um, this needs to be separate. Okay. All right. So this will optimize it so the build size so that the result is the file size is smaller, so it loads faster. In this case, I really don't think we need it because the project is so small, but yeah. So first it will cargo build profile wasn't released. I don't think I have that profile here. Let me just look up what that is. Um, open that again. I mean, okay, since I'm copy pasting this over, I might as well. And the cargo.toml. So WASM release, it's just release with some options to minimize the WASM file, the WASM file size. Typically, like if you're building for like PC or any standalone, you would be optimizing for speed because the size really doesn't matter. But on the web, um, the size absolutely matters, and it could take a really long time to load if you don't do this. And so, yeah, it can defeat the purpose of any, like, yeah, for WASM, it's definitely way more meaningful to have a smaller file size. It will load super fast and it'll run smoothly. So, but as always, depends on the project. You always want to test and see what works best for it. But a good starting point for WASM is to focus on the file size. Um, all right. So this is the setup. We'll install what we need. This will build, WASM release. And then the bindgen out directory. All right, I might have to copy the index over as well. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'll copy over index. Paste it here. Okay. All right. And then we'll have a directory called I guess we could do www. Except this this file assumes that it is inside www, so let's skip that part. There'll be a folder called WASM. Yeah. So we don't need this. And we don't need this. This will be called box game. Actually, it won't, because this is not box game, but if we update this, it should. All right. No www. Just go some folder. And hopefully I didn't miss anything. So it's going to build, and that file is going to land here. WASM bind chain is going to take that file and output it into /wasm/app. And then WASM optimizer will take the app.bg.wasm and optimize it and output it to the same file name. So just override it. And let's make sure that the index is going to pick that up from the right place. Yeah. So this should work. It might take a bit to compile because of the optimizations. Maybe I should have left those out. But yeah. Okay, let me clarify this a little bit. Build for pages. Yeah, setup. And then we'll have a setup build test. Maybe I should keep this inside the setup. And how does this look? Okay. It's not really clear. This is a separate section, but it, maybe I need to do, yeah. Right, because these are part of that section. And these would be then header 3. I guess I don't need the colons if I do it that way. I'm just making sure it's consistent with the rest. Setup, build, test. Okay. I think this works. So yeah, that's it. Now let's actually use it. I already have all these installed, so we can skip that, and we'll start by building. And yeah, it's going to take a little bit. Yeah, so once this all builds, I'll be able to push the latest changes, and it should already show up on GitHub. So yeah, we may actually have time to maybe make a few final changes. Yeah, maybe within the game point to the repository so that someone can actually read the instructions here. of having to run a Matchbox server. Yeah, I thought this would work. Wasn't I here earlier? Um, that's odd. Oh, okay. Doesn't like me pointing to. Okay, so good that we tried it. Yeah, it will be happy here. Oops, read me. I guess it's shown anyway. Uh, I'll use this link. Right. This. Yeah. I think the treat/main is necessary when you're not when it's a URL. You don't need it if you're just pointing to your own like relative path, but in this case we do need it. So let's make sure all the links work. So this, all right. And I just used the same link on both. So where were we? Here. Okay. It's kind of redundant to have both the same link here. We have time to change it. So let's do that. Right. Okay, let's just point down here. And I think that's all the links. Yeah. All right. So we could actually skip the optimization stage. Because I really think it won't matter for this one. So I'll have to run the Benjen, but WASM-opt is optional. Maybe we'll run it anyway. I think WASM-opt didn't actually take that much time. It was mainly the build. All right, so okay, I think I didn't quite copy that right. I might have oh, okay. So this happens sometimes. Forget which one usually works, but I'll just yeah. I would copy Windows. I always forget. Yeah, I'm not a very big fan of the Windows command line, but okay. Do I have to rebuild? Looks like okay. Sometimes it'll tell you a message. Well, you need to update and you need to rebuild. It wouldn't have taken quite as long because Some of it was already built, I think. Yeah. Okay, it's done. So let's see. Um, Binary schema version. Maybe it's the binary we need to update. I'm just trying to copy. I highlight, right click, right click. Okay. So what did we actually update? We updated Azerbaijan and Azerbaijan CNI. It's saying or, so we should have really only needed one. But yeah, I guess once we have both updated, yeah, we're gonna have to rebuild. Because the file, oh, we don't. The file was created with 8.6 and the binary was 8.4. Okay, yeah. So that's what's happening here. So this would have updated the version that Cargo Build uses, and then I would have had to rebuild. But I was already at the latest version, I think. And so anyway, that's what I'm getting out of this. Yeah. So I don't think we'll need to rebuild. We'll see. Rebuild meaning the cargo build. Yeah, cargo. If we did need to rebuild, I'm not entirely sure whether to have to rebuild the whole thing, because it's different version, or maybe because it's a small version bump, not everything needs to be. Yeah. All right. So yeah, but I quite like the what is it called again? I always forget what it's called. WASM server runner. It's pretty fast for when developing. This is slower, but it gives you it's I guess better for releasing. You end up with a more optimized result. Okay, so um, let's try wasm bindgen command now. There we go. It's happy. So it created our wasm folder, and we have the app.js, the app bg wasm. So it should all work now. And if we want to give it a little bit of extra optimization here, we can run this, which should cut down the size quite a bit. This one doesn't give you any feedback as to how long it's going to take, but I think it doesn't usually take as long as the parts we just did. Yeah. And then when we're done, we'll run this. The 0.0, this could be 100, it could be 127.0.0.1 localhost. Yeah, it's already done here. If you, yeah, if you wanted it to be locally only, 0.0.0 means it's accessible from the outside. In my case, only the computers on the network, because 4000 is blocked by the firewall to anything external. Yeah, so I just kind of like to leave it like this, but like if I control click, this is the thing, if I control click, it's not going to know that this is 27. I could have written localhost as well. Okay, not found. So let's see. Oh, okay, I forgot to remove this. Because that folder doesn't exist anymore. This is all we need now. I already have it. Yeah, just refresh. There we go. And it's running. And as we figured out yesterday, this really needs to be in a separate window. When they're in separate tabs, they just don't run at the same time. So end up with like some issues with the responsiveness. Okay, so I don't know what signaling server it's connecting to, probably none yet. But I thought there would be a different message before then. So, okay, so it's running, and then let's start the signaling server. Maybe it is running. No, it's not. Okay. All right. So signaling server. Let's go to Matchbox, and then I'm just pressing the up arrow to go up the history. Did I go too far? It's gonna be cargo build. Yeah, there we go. So now we have a signaling server running. Or is it running yet? Was that okay? Maybe that was all the output. So we may have to refresh these. There we go. Now we can move immediately. Make a die, resets the score. And next week, definitely a lot of improvements I want to do. I feel like I can't just leave this project like this. So I'm gonna make it have a little bit of fun at least minimal amount of fun. Yeah. All right. So now if I push this to GitHub, this link should now work. Let's go ahead and do that. Update, readme, and build wasn't not super descriptive, but it will do. Yeah, I'll stage everything. Push. And now if I go to box game, should have my updated readme and the links should work. Here. Or maybe not. Oh yeah. Okay. No, never mind. This does not look updated. That's not the link it's supposed to have. Oh wow, okay. I realize what just happened. So it looks like it prioritizes the README over the index for GitHub pages. So yeah, we're not seeing what we're supposed to. But also this, because we're on the right link, but oops, it's gonna be okay, box game. So yeah, the link is correct. But the thing is, it points us to the README and not the index. And so we're gonna have to use the docs folder. I hadn't thought about that. So, yeah, let's do that. So in pages, use docs. And that's it, I guess. Slash docs. Okay. It's kind of funny that this works because I don't have a docs folder yet. So, okay. I have an X. What is this? Failing. Okay. Right. Okay. This is a file directory. Well, I want to make it happy, even though it looks like it's working without it. So what we'll do is have docs, and then this WASM needs to go in there, and this index. And let me update this here so that it's gonna, okay, the build doesn't change. Out name app directory, docs slash WASM. This stays the same. Docs slash WASM. And yeah, that's it. I'm just double checking. I didn't miss anything. Right, yeah. So move login to slash. So should be happy now. I guess it's still working. Um, yeah, that could be also why it didn't work immediately earlier. Yeah, but yeah, that's great. Now we can access the game here. Um, you know what? That's 100% what was happening. We didn't need to use the docs folder. It hadn't finished the tasks yet. That's why we're getting the link to Johan Helsing. So yeah, I was wrong about it picking up the README instead of the index. Yeah, totally could have left it. But since we've done this, we'll just leave it. Yeah, and it looks like it's done. This game, there we go. All right, so now that it's available, there's instructions how to run it. Create a new release, and there's one. Um, I'm always tempted to do like 0.1, but then we never, yeah, let's just do 1.0. You know what, we don't really need to have semantic version. Let's just keep it simple for now. or maybe we'll just, yeah, maybe we'll use it. That's GitHub suggesting it. So right, and I guess it's going to create a tag with this. So that makes sense. First version of this game. Instructions. All right. So yeah, let's press publish. They should create a tag and a release. Okay, don't have a valid tag. Choose tag. Okay, it doesn't create the tag from the title. So yeah. So let's name it. This way. Version 1. I don't really know what to use as a title. Overthinking this. So I'll just use the same as the tag. There we go. Latest, and then it'll be tagged. So now go to tags, you can see here. So this means, after next week, we're going to be making some more changes. Say you were watching this challenge and you wanted to see the code, you could go back to version 1 and see what we'd come up with at this point in time. All right, and we have the release here. Yeah, I think we're all set. So yeah, that's it. We're published, I mean, bare minimum published, of course. This isn't on any site. We could upload this to different, game sites. We could make a Steam version. Yeah, for all that, I'd like to have, I'd rather have a running signaling server that this connects to automatically instead of requiring the user to run their own. But yeah, we can do all that next week. Next week we'll focus on making some improvements and publishing to more platforms. Yeah, we'll work on version 2 next week. Yeah, so this has been really great. I definitely learned a lot. Spent the first 2 days just trying to learn how to get the peer-to-peer working. We started with, I think it was Bevy GGRS directly, and then we ended up using the example inside of Matchbox. Yeah, and yeah, I'm really glad that we got this far and learned a lot. And I think next time it will be a lot faster and I'll get a lot more done in the same amount of time. So definitely want to reuse the Matchbox library quite a bit. So we'll definitely be seeing more of this. All right. So that's all for today. I think we'll end it a little early. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week for the 5-day update your game challenge. All right, see you guys. Bye.